Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token channel. I just realized I'm a bit off-aligned off the camera, but great to see everybody today. Hope you guys are doing really, really well. Woohoo! Rocking on with the DMV. Of course, what's the title of the video? Pulsechain will be crazy cool. And I thought this thumbnail picture from Brizology, one of our well-known community members, very popular dude from good old California. Was it 90210? That's right. We got our very own entertainer. And, of course, great to see that thumbnail. So if you want to follow him, I've pinned his Twitter handle. This is the third image we've used from his new art series. I think that's pretty cool. And, of course, I think it represents how cool Pulsechain will be. Crazy cool. Crazy cool. And, of course, don't forget to buy Hex and stake Hex. Why not? And you need a copy on the Pulsechain, right? So pretty much the best DeFi long-term saving asset out there. And, of course, that's what we like to talk about a lot on this channel. So check it out, hex.com. Don't forget to do your own investment due diligence, though. And, of course, nothing on this channel is investment advice. And if you want to talk more, of course, get into Discord. We've got that. And, of course, a lot of people are very helpful there if you're onboarding yourself onto Hex. So pretty cool. And you're getting a copy on Pulsechain, which is another bonus. So that's kind of cool. We've got quite a few people in the house. So we're going to get into that. Let me just get into the conference. We're at the Hex conference. Day 3 is upon us, and it's not too far away. Let's have a look over at the live stream. We've got 87 minutes until the Hex conference is starting, which is, basically after this live stream here, which is kind of perfect timing. Thank you very much. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, so cool. We're on day 3, and, of course, we've got the timeline here. It starts off at 7 p.m. Central Time, USA, I guess. And, of course, we've got day 3, Sunday, the 8th of January, 2023. And we've got a couple of talks in the house. We've got Crypto 7. We've got Nerd Girl 007 is at talk 8 and talk 9 there, Randy Alaski. And, of course, there we go, Randy Alaski representing. And this is quite funny, right? Because I'm streaming from the bottom of the world, from New Zealand, in the future of time. And, of course, there you've got Crypto 7 streaming from the top of the world in the UK. And you got Randy Alaski in good old Panama right in the middle of the world. I love that. I love that. I think there's something poetic about it. I don't know what you guys think. That's kind of cool. And then we've got panel 5. We've got Discussing Hex. We've got Crypto Heartbeat and Rags to Riches. Just launched the Texan token. And we're going to be watching that journey over time. That's going to be on Pulsechain, adoption from Pulsechain as well. Targeting big no-coiners, are they? Over 400,000 no-coiners. And I think they're going international. I think they've been talking about Indonesia or somewhere like that. So these guys are going to be going global, which is great for Pulsechain. Another big project. I'd say one of the top 2 projects, if not the top, doing onboarding. So that's fantastic. That's what we want. We've got Ashley Ash in there as well. We've got KG from Internet Money. Of course, one of the top tier utilities coming to Pulsechain, launching on ETH first. And, of course, first profit sharing wallet. We saw how much MetaMask is making. Man, they're just creaming it. Even in a bear market, MetaMask is creaming it. If you saw the Hex conference yesterday, there was a chart showing about how much was going through MetaMask swaps, and it's pretty insane. This is for Hex alone. What people swapping at Hex alone. Man, oh man, get yourself educated. Unless you're trying to get some sort of airdrop from MetaMask, then try and do it more economic. It's pretty expensive through there. Anyway, so KG is going to be having that, and of course there'll be referrals and all sorts of stuff there. Discussing Hex panel 6. We've got Kareem the Dream. We haven't seen Kareem for a while. And, of course, he's the man of style and man of charisma. And, of course, Hex Maxi. I think he's pretty much staked out 10 years, 15 years, getting the mathematical genius of Hex, holding those T-shares that long and getting all those Hex per T-shares. He's going to be laughing himself all the way to his super yacht. His super yacht, probably. We've got Axis Alive there as well. We've got Hex Ray Vision and Golki. Now, we had Dipcatcher yesterday. Talking about Maximus DAO and Talk 4 yesterday. And we've got the other part of the duo there. Was it the duo? You can decide what duo. Maybe it's just a Dipcatcher Golki duo. And, of course, in the Maximus there, he is going to be on there as well, Golki on panel 6. Then we've got the keynote for today. And, of course, not going to be crypto. It's going to be Aubrey de Grey. Sorry, not Audrey. Aubrey de Grey. And, of course, Longevity Escape Velocity LEV Foundation. levf.org. I think that's the new one, right? So that's going to be interesting to see if you like long life research and quality of life. That's going to be something of interest to you. Then finally, we're going to finish up with social number 3. 9 speakers here. It looks like we're going to have Corey, an investor, Hexiest Man, who, of course, is the Hexiest Man in the world. And we've got Hex to USD there. I don't know if I've seen them before, actually. Real Matty Crypto, RH Maximus, another YouTuber. I think Real Maxi Crypto is a YouTuber as well, I think. We've got about 130, 150 YouTubers. There's a lot to keep track of, man. There's so many YouTubers in the Hex Pulsechain space. And of course, I think there's a couple there. We've got Wild SJ, of course, super popular. Did an incredible job there on yesterday's panel with the ladies discussing Hex. We had Hot Pro, Wild SJ, Fashion Coder, and Joy Hex there. That was a pretty impressive lineup. And of course, they were dropping lots of alpha there, with the feminine touch, which we like. That's kind of cool. We got Cosmic Cowboy in there as well, and Hex Max, and a Sticker Guy Win, who I think is in Maddie's team, part of his organizer's team, I think. For conferences. So that's kind of cool. All right, so that is what's on today for day 3. I'm going to post the links in the chat there, just so in case you want to check it out in detail yourself. And of course, let's go down the bottom there and paste that. So boom, that is the conference timetable. This is the conferences after this live show, so don't head off there yet, because we're just warming up. We're just getting started on this channel. All right, so cool. That is the YouTube there for Matty Allen's day 3 Hex conference. You can check that out. I will post that on Discord. Maybe Brian or somebody, if you're watching, Fat Sammy, somebody, one of the moderators can post that those 2 links on Discord. That'd be pretty helpful, because they've closed it down for the moment. So that is pretty much where we are at the moment. So let's we're going to start off with crypto. There's no stock market news today, so we won't be covering that. Before we do that, though, let's get into the chat and say hello. We've got Lies Beneath the Belief the Truth is in the house. Hello, how are you today? Very, very good. Hex, PLS, and PLSX for the win. That's probably the best way to start off this live stream, but especially because of the title of the video. Pulsechain will be crazy cool. Buy Hex, stake Hex. It's going to be absolute madness there. Now, I want to really do a big Pulsechain ecosystem video, so look forward to that. It's going to come up some stage. Living on Crypto says, "G'day, Superman. Good to see you." Woo! Lies Beneath and Hex family. It's living on crypto there. Hex Hodl as well, not first, indeed. Hex Hodl, indeed. Now there was some off live stream chat there, Hex Hodl, about who watches the most YouTubers. Is it Hex Hodl, Sandy Beach? I think I can't remember the third person. There's a third name in there. Oh, Brazology, yeah. So it's going to be a bit of a battle. We might have a poll. I might do a community poll on that maybe tomorrow. Let's see. We got High Stake Hex here. Hello, Superman. How are you today? Very good today, brother. They're High Stakes Hex. We got KD in the house, one of our moderators. Hey, all, woo! And also a moderator for the Tixon token as well. So big shout out to KD there. Congratulations on your launch. Under 2 hours until day 3 or 4, indeed. Groot's in there. Woo! Good to see you, Groot. Humberto Gonzalez. Cheers from sunny Miami, crypto capital of the USA. Woo! All right, I like that. Definitely smash the likes for the Superman. That's true. Smash them hard. Smash that like button until YouTube complains. That's pretty much it. We got who else is in the house there? We've got, let's scroll down here. We got Brendan in the house. Morning, Alpha Man and folks. Hey, Brendan, good to see you. Yeah, we had a little bit of talk about in Discord the Hex price turnover there. We were hoping for a second wave. If you remember, that was the bullish case. But the chart started turning over. It started becoming pretty obvious. It hasn't capitulated though, so there's still some hopium in there for that second wave. But the probability is way lower now, way lower. Get Hex and house there. Hi, gang. Good to see you, Get Hex. Tortoise Johnny as well with the aliens. I love that. I'm actually addicted to alien movies, like alien invasions, all that sort of stuff. I love it. I love alien movies. That's going to be funny. That's one for the clips. That's one for the clips there. All right, so cool. Tortoise Johnny. I love Asian people. All right, so enough humor here on this channel. We are not a humor channel. We're not a comedy channel. We're a crypto channel. We try to be anyway. We do our best. Katie says OFIRA token is next in the Philippines. Okay, cool. OFIRA token. Okay, cool. That's pretty nice there, Katie. And why are you not just doing Texan token? You have to let us know. Danks in the house, pump my bags, please. We do our best with the Hex token channel pump. Katie with the alpha. Yeah, Katie's always with the alpha there. Hex Force 1 says, hey, Superman, got some Texan stakes done. Nice one, Hex Force 1. Hey, maybe we should cover that. Maybe I'll get KD on and we can cover the old Texan stakes there. That'd be interesting. They are going to be staking the biggest wallet, I think. Is that right? I think so. Katie can let us know. When Crypto Cowboy, his so and Tony, Crypto Cowboy. Don't know who that is. GetX, not off the top of my head anyway. Oh, you're talking about in the lineup? Yeah, probably in the lineup there. I don't know. I may have seen them or not. Sometimes I recognize the name, sometimes I don't. Sticker guy's a legend, Hex Token. Yeah. Pretty sure he works with Matty Allen and the team there. Does stickers, of course, right? Stickers. Tortoise Jones says, I'm waiting to stake Texan. I'm poor at the moment. Scott Jackson, good morning. Good morning to you, Scott. The Hexcon panels need Superman. Woo! Humberto. I like where you're going there, Humberto. Now, I did get invited, but I just don't feel like doing any things like that at the moment. So call me lazy, whatever. I just don't feel like it. But hey, look, there's so many great people there anyway, so it doesn't really matter. There's so many good people around. It's an embarrassment of riches in the Hex and Pulsechain community, isn't it? It's an embarrassment of riches. The one thing I was going to say is one of the YouTubers does price charts. Silver, is it Silver? The price chart guy, Silver. What's this? Not his full name. Silvertooth. Yeah, he was saying, when am I going to get an invite? Year 4, maybe year 4 he'll get an invite. So I'm not sure why he didn't get the invite. But hey, there's so many YouTubers. I guess that's the problem, right? Getting across all of them. How dare they not have a slot for Superman? Says Tortoise Johnny. Yeah, well, I got invited, but I didn't go. So that's I just want to have full disclosure on that. We're gonna be filthy rich, says Harvey. I like where you're heading with that. We love to pump bags on this channel as well. Alfred in the house there, laughing out already. Let's see who else is there. Brendan says, do you still have Chinese night and movie super? Yes, but not as often at the moment. Not often. And of course, I'm trying to get my training, which I've got to do a walk after this. And I've also got to go change my tire, get a new tire because my tire popped. So I've got to do that too. It's Cosmic Cowboy. Okay, cool. Hex Hodl says, my favorite is the Aliens directed cut, but also Aliens versus Predator Requiem when they're on Earth second movie. Yeah, they're both really good. Yeah, you're gonna get me wanting to watch alien movies now, Hex Hodl. Don't do it. Win 5 tokens, sir. I'm not sure, Tin Top. I am not sure. Superman is the panel, says Hex Hodl. That's funny, man. That's really funny. All right, so let's get into it, folks. Here we go. BTC over 17K. Woo! Yeah, rock on. We're getting a bit of a move just the last couple of hours, right? We got ETH at $1,280, up 1.4%. Very nice. That was just smelling around, what, 1250, 1260, and here it's making a little bit of a move now. Now, what we expect for the BTC, right? We're expecting we are still in a bear market. So what we're going to get a bear pump. That's kind of what we're expecting. That's the context. That's the framing. And of course, we could potentially get BTC going to 18,500, but I'm still expecting the capitulation at some stage. So whether we get to 14, 12, or 11, or 9 is another question, how far we go. But 17, we may go up to 18.5 and then get bounced pretty much. So let's see. At the moment, it's looking pretty good. January is the window of opportunity. We haven't got the Fed meeting until February, and so far the economic data coming out has pretty much been good, right? Been pulling back. So even though the Fed's talking about still being hawkish, staying up, going high, going long, that they'll probably end up being a little bit softer. That's probably the case. It may still be harsh, but it will still be softer than it was. So I'm still expecting max terminal rate at 5.25, but hopefully with the data that's coming in, maybe 5%. But we all know that they typically go higher and longer for too long, right? They just overkill it. The other thing, of course, this particular rate hike in 2022 was super fast and super steep compared to other rate hikes, right? We had those 450 basis points, and it was pretty hardcore. Now, the market would get shocked if the Fed comes in with the 50 basis points. If they're still going to front load it, they would shock the market, and it won't be good for February, right? That might be our capitulation. We'll see how it go. Crypto is different from the stock market, so illuminating those differences is going to be interesting. See whether crypto can stay uncorrelated because obviously we don't have earnings seasons for the most part. So we'll see how we get on there. All right, let's have a look at some of the outstanding performers at the moment. Solana is up 6.4% to $13.91 there, sorry. We got Near Token, which I have not really done much about. That's at $1.60. It's that is up 5%. That is one of the standouts there. We've got ADA there, good old Hodgkinson, up 6% there to 29 cents. And it's kind of like one of the smart chains that's sort of underperforming, right? It underperforms in terms of value. It's had its pump in its day. What did it get over $3.50? Was it somewhere around that ballpark? That's kind of where it is at the moment, though, 29 cents. So, yeah, we got LDO here. That is up 33 cents. Sorry, 33%, I should say. That's a pretty good day in crypto, especially in the current climate. LDO, $1.97. I'm not sure what's pumping that, but there must be some sort of news there as well. What else there we got there? H-bar, have no idea what that is, but that's up 5.6% to 4.1 as well. So cool. What else there? We got Aave. Aave, of course, we're going to have our own fork of Aave on Pulsechain, the Fiat token, Fiat platform. That's going to be forking Aave. That's basically banking, deposits and stuff like that, but also a few more fancy products, potentially interest rate swaps, flash loans, things like that, potentially going to be added on top of this platform. $59.21, up 6%. That's doing pretty good. And Ape there as well, up 6% there as well to $4.41. So it's quite a bit of movers going on at the moment. We've got ZIL as well. ZIL there up 25%, up to 2.1. So there's a couple having a good day in the office there. It's funny. Some people have been telling me whenever I zoom in on some of these charts that pump, they go and check out the tokens. So it's pretty interesting. Hopefully that is of some interest. But there we are. That is kind of cool. There's a few other moves in there as well. But definitely it looks like we've got a bit of a move on now. And what is it? Sunday US time, Monday good old Australia, New Zealand, Pacific Island time. How about that? The reason why I include Pacific Islanders because they're out in the Pacific there. Don't want to ignore them. If you're not familiar with Pacific Islands, it's places like Tonga, Samoa, Niue, Cook Islands, those sort of places like that. That's kind of work when I mean Pacific Islands there. They're right out in the middle of the ocean there. It's a pretty lonely place. But hey, look, they have support from Australia, New Zealand, and of course the good old Chinese in there trying to build bases probably. Who knows for global domination? But that's another story for another time. Let's move on. All right, so cool. Let's have a look at the Hex chart. This is where we are at the moment. Let's have a look. It looks like we just had a Hex token channel pump. We had a Hex token channel pump. Woo! All right, so cool. That's cool. Let's have a look at this is the top trading pair, 5.6 million liquidity, V3, USDC, 3% pull, and of course we've got 219 buys versus 146 sells. Isn't that awesome? We still have a lot of large holders, right? That's why these numbers are so interesting. So we've got 60% buys, 40% sells. Then on the sell volume, we have 53% sell. So we've got 60% buyers, but we've got 53% sell volume there. So that just shows you the larger ones here. We do have speculators as well that play around, that buy some pretty big buys as well. They come in and out of the market. So sometimes they can get they're good for liquidity, right? Even if they're speculating, they are good for liquidity because they come in, they buy the market, and sometimes they may lose out, right? They may lose out on occasions as well. So that's kind of a good play there. Anyway, at the moment, we're $100,000 short today, but it looks like we're actually improving in the last couple of hours there. 6 hour volume there, 50 hours versus 29, with the sell volume being pretty severe in the last 6 hours. But the last hour looks like we're starting to turn a little bit here. 18 buys versus 4 sells. But the buy volume and the sell volume exactly the same, $288,000. That's kind of where we are there at the moment. Looks like we had a few little buys coming in here on the sells here. So we had, look at us, 34,000 came in and bought 1.5 million. 72,000 came in and bought 3.2 million. Let's see if that's some bots here. Oh, that's a bot trade. That looks like some sort of big bot trade there. So that's you can ignore that to a degree. Sometimes they can influence the behavior after they trade. But that's pretty much it. Someone came in and sold $112,000, 5 million Hex there, and then got front run there on the bots by the bots. We had another 94,000 sell there too. This is just in the last wee while. What else in there? We had some people coming in and buying. Let's have a look at the chart. We're going to get rid of the trades, get rid of the summary, and have a look at the price there. So we had a bit of a pump here. This is on the hourly chart. You can sort of see this is. So what did I say? Like we were going up here, and I said, "Oh, we have a good chance. This is the first wave." And of course, if we had enough good sentiment, we might get a second wave on. That's still possible, just less likely now. What happened was we started. So we're on Discord. We're talking about this on Discord in the price chat. Is that once we saw this formation here, you know how it's sort of the highs getting it actually made another higher high. So we went from 2.5 cents up to close to 2.6. But this formation is quite common. You see it quite a lot. And of course, we started getting up there and started to roll over And of course, this is what we also saw in that first Bitcoin. Remember, first Bitcoin pump up there. And of course, you saw this with Richard Hart calling that first Bitcoin top. And of course, it looked like this, right? And then he made the call, right? Said, oh, it looks like it's rolling over. And that's what it looked like in this chart too. So Killer came down here. Once it got down to 2.25, it looked like it was going to break down even further. But it has managed to hold up a little bit here. But it has got lower lows and a low high now. So making the second wave pump a bit less likely. And of course, for me, that target was about 3.6 to 3.8. Of course, that takes quite a bit of energy, quite a bit of momentum. But hey, look, Hex can do that in the right circumstances quite easily, as we've seen in the past. But we're in a bear market. So we'll keep waiting for that. Now, obviously, we've got Richard Hart coming up too on day 4. So if we get any news out of there, then we may very well get not just a second wave, but a super second wave. So we'll see how that goes on that one. So that's kind of where we are there at the moment. Now, we did have one of the devs came out just to rain on the parade a little bit about all the activity updates on the GitHub. They're saying that just reminding people that the updates on GitHub and stuff like that, GitLab, I think it was, sorry, is a lot of those that can just be logging in and stuff like that, just doing basic stuff. So just be cautious about some of those updates. But we will be looking at another one coming up anyway later on, because we're looking for the opium. And of course, KDP's rumor that was with the team has not yet been played out. So that's almost looking like it's getting deprecated there. So almost back to no rumor with substantiation, basically back to just wait. Just wait for Pulsechain. But we do have Richard Hart coming up on the 9th. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some sort of surprise. Maybe it'll just be I'm waiting, you're waiting, we're all waiting. Maybe it'll just be that. Who knows? We'll find out. In any case, we are seeing a lot more activity on the GitLab there anyway. So this is where Hex is at the moment. And of course, we're currently at a 2.291 cents there. Let's jump to the daily on this one. We can see the daily there. Oh, let me just log that as well. And there is the daily at the moment. Obviously, 2 red candles after our nice big pump. We pumped up all the way to 2.53 on this one. The following day, we got to 2.582. And today's high has been a 2.39 there. And it just rolled over at the moment. So that's kind of where it is at the moment. We didn't get across either. So far, we haven't had a cross yet. We're getting pretty close, though. Still in the game. Just lower probability, right? And that is that we've got the 9-day EMA in orange there. That's the orange line. And the 21-day in red there. That hasn't crossed over yet. But if it gets a nice cross there, we might get our second wave on. Let's see. Maybe Richard's going to be the catalyst at this stage. So it's not really TA. It's more a special event. Obviously, the Hex chart is using TA. It can only go so far because we have large holders, right? We have stakers and large holders. And so that influences the chart as well. So TA does help, but it's not the end all with the Hex chart there. All right, so cool. That's kind of where we are at the moment. So we're still waiting for that Richard Hart keynote. And fingers crossed we might get something. Even if it's second order, it can sort of alpha. That's fine. We'll take it. That's pretty much it. All right, so cool. So that might lead us into our commentary just quickly. I'm going to race through this commentary just about what we're potentially expecting. I'm not going to go through the history part, but we'll go through the forward part here. So Pulsechain testnet, maybe we'll possibly get it in January here, some way through to 12th of March. And of course, I think that we're just now we're pretty just waiting really, and probably going to leave behind that after the 9th, after Richard's keynote, we'll probably just have to be waiting and see, and not have the opium from the KDP insider info that just wait for a couple of weeks because we're just basically almost that's deprecated now, and now we're just basically back to normal. We're just waiting and waiting. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. But we could get the test network in this time frame. And then, of course, still got the expectation potentially based on what information we know that the good chance is that we could possibly get Pulsechain in April, May. Now, obviously, that depends on a number of things with the Perpetuals, with the Shanghai fork and the V3 option there, where they want actual data as well. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. Now, obviously, some people are still calling later in the year. Some people are calling, September sort of thing. But I'm still not in that camp. I think we're certainly first half of the year still looking better given the information we know. And it would time pretty well with in April, May with the Fed as well. The Fed hikes getting the terminal rate. I don't think we're going to wait for the pivot, which I'm kind of pretty bullish, which is sort of around September, October. I don't think we'll end up waiting that far. Richard often talks about pivot being around reaching the terminal rate, which is really where the rates go up, because we've got 3 phases. The rates go up, they hold for a certain amount of time, and then potentially they go down, and that may even be matched with some expansion in the monetary supply as well, partly driven by the Fed there. So we'll see how that goes. That's kind of where we are at the moment. All right, so cool. Let's jump over to the whale bot and have a look and see what's been happening with the whale bot. Let's see how we're getting on here. Just the last day. Oh, not much activity at all on the whale bot. Are you kidding me? Nothing there, folks. Nothing on the whale bot. It's nothing there. But we do have something that's very important. If you are buying Hex and staking Hex, so that's part of the title of the video, buy Hex and stake Hex. So regardless of when Pulsechain comes, you can buy and stake Hex. The fundamentals are still there. And of course, we've got, after a pretty big pullback, there's a pretty good range to DCA. Even if the price goes lower, maybe it hasn't found the all-time low yet. Regardless, the price level is pretty awesome after 96, 97% pullback. So still pretty good range. So that's kind of a cool thing. Obviously, do your own investment due diligence, but nothing on this channel's investment advice. But typically, after those sort of pullbacks, they're kind of the high end of pullbacks. Then that's a pretty good range. Now, obviously, also Hex has all these fundamentals coming up. You're going to get a copy on Pulsechain, all that sort of good stuff there as well. So you can buy Hex and stake Hex. Now, all the links to those are in our under useful links in our Discord. So if you get the Discord, go to useful links at the very top, all the Hex links, and you can find them there. All right, so cool. That is it. But of course, we've got the share rate is about to jump as the expectations on Hexfire. And of course, the crispy man there was on the conference yesterday on 2 panels actually. And of course, this is expected to jump on the 15th to the 16th here, around about 600 Hex. So on this chart, it looks like it's going to go from 25,800 up to 26,449. So if you're doing some staking, you definitely want to get in here, get in early, because it's going to cost you quite a bit more a T-share. Get in earlier. Earlier pays better. Not just longer pays better, bigger pays better, but earlier pays better. So get in here, get yourself positioned. So that's kind of cool there. It's going to be a bit easier after that, but you can see the share rate is just going to keep going up. This is right into the end of November. This is the forecast here all the way through November there. They've got another indicating of another massive jump in November 23. So you definitely want to stake before that, right? The more, it's quite a material difference there. Earlier pays better, longer pays better, bigger pays better. So there we are in old Hex. Now, you might have seen yesterday's conference. We had, what do we have? We had Crypto Sparbook, the Power T-shares. I'm going to try and post that clip on this channel. It's something that you shouldn't miss out on. Projection of Hex Power per T-shares. The Power T-shares, of course. If you're new to Hex, you definitely need to watch those. They are like foundation material for understanding how Hex is going to potentially play out in the future. And of course, the power of the mathematics that's in the share rate, and just a few of the fundamentals in Hex. So definitely check that out. That's kind of cool. We're going to jump over to some of the perpetuals. Have a look at some of these first. And let's have a quick look at Maxi. Let's have a look here. So this is also yesterday we had Dipcatcher on the show, on the conference. And of course, today we're going to have Gold Key. So it's kind of cool. We got the premium at the moment. It's a little jumped here to 1.39. So 39% premium of Maxi over Hex. And why not? It is about the 30th biggest stake in Hex. And of course, just accumulating was a 4x bonus in Hedron as well. It's kind of nice little icing on the cake for the old Maxi. So that's kind of cool. Well off its highs though, but nice to see a little jump there in the premium. Let's look at Desi. This is a 10-year perpetual. It's a little bit of different design. This only has a base Hedron playout on top of it, so just a very small piece of icing on it. But it's got it's currently at 2.3 cents. Let's look at the premium over Hex. Premium is it's a discount. It's a discount. So Desi is a discount at the moment to Hex of about just 1.3%, something like that. So a little bit of discount there, a bit of opportunity potentially. The longer ones for the perpetual seem to be discounted as opposed to having a premium over Hex. So there we are. Let's get out of there. So look, Lucky. The Lucky is a 7-year one. Now I don't go through these every day because there's a lot of them, right? There's a lot of these charts. A very important part of the ecosystem on top of Hex, but still a lot there. What's this one not being able to get my thing there. Anyway, this one's at 2.2. I can't seem to see the switcheroo around to pivot this. Oh well, is that not? It's not giving me the pivot price on there. I'm not sure why. Anyway, that's at 2.26. So that looks like it's at discount too, doesn't it? What price is the price of Hex at the moment? 2.29, 2.265. That looks like slightly discount to Hex as well, the 7-year. So it looks like 10 and 7-year perpetuals still at a little discount there, the Hex. It looks like a trio. A trio is at 2.3, so there's a slight premium. The Hex on the trio, this is the 3-year one. Oh, it's still not giving me the ability to do that. All right, so yeah, there's a slightly premium on trio. That's the 3-year one. The 1 year, the 1 year is at 239, so that's even a bigger premium. So the 1 year being priced up even more, which is, it's got the Hex coming in it. I guess it's the play there. Now, the team there, the team token at 2.5 cents, and we've got Poly there at 1212. It says had a bit of a pump there on the 15-minute hour there. Let's have a look at the hourly. So I had a bit of a pump up here on the old Poly up to 13.21 there. And of course, this Poly here has got Hedron and a coaster in it, I think. So that's kind of cool. That is the one there. Those are the perpetuals. Now, I wanted to talk about Trayvon. Now, obviously, Trayvon, a giant, big YouTuber, was pretty close to 30,000 subs. He's a bit of a freelance. He's a Hexkin, but a bit of a freelance YouTuber. There's a few out there. I guess this channel is kind of one. We're going to be more of a balanced channel. Not quite too fully freelance there, but interesting. Trayvon's been disclosing some of his alpha positions. Yesterday, he disclosed his Zen position, and today he's disclosing some of his Hex ladders. Now, he's not giving us all the details, but you can see how many ladders in here. Now, he's obviously a Hoji Hex in here, and of course, he is just scrolling through all of his stakes. So he bought Hex in the past. He staked a lot of it, which was pretty impressive from Trayvon. He staked all his Hex there, so that's pretty bullish for Hex. If you got people like Trayvon staking it, then that's pretty impressive in my view. And of course, there we are. There's all of his stakes in there as well. So it's pretty cool. Now I used to, I won't go much further, but that is kind of cool, right? So buy Hex, stake Hex. Even Trayvon's buying and staking Hex. Now he did a lot of these stakes ages ago. You can see the days that he's got on here. Day 700s here, day 800s. That's when he started these stakes. So pretty cool. What are they? The progress there, you can see different progress, 8%, 65%. He's got all over the place, 50% progress, all that sort of stuff coming out there on his stakes. So he's a pretty large holder of Hex. So that's kind of good to see his Hex staking as well. So pretty cool. All right, so that's pretty much on that one. I think he does have some pretty long ones as well. So I thought I'd highlight that one. Buy Hex and stake Hex. There we are. All right, cool. Let's go to the hourly chart here. And let me just log this as well. So that's on the Hex there. We're going to jump over to Hedron. Before we do that, though, let's jump over to the chat and catch up because I probably got too far ahead. Here. Let's go. All right. We'll jump back here. Let us find where I was at in the chat now. Definitely got up to Hex Huddle. So Humberto tonight, Hexkin will be awesome. Crypto7 and Randy Alaski. Yep, big YouTubers doing their thing. Blair says, "G'day all, good to see you, Blair." Suitman is a lone wolf Hexkin. Woo-hoo. Yeah, I guess I'm a little bit like that. But a friendly wolf, a friendly lone wolf there, Katie. How correlated do you think we still are to BTC? Still fairly, I would say. We've got the check. You pull up the chart and have a look. I haven't done that for a while. I might actually start bringing up a Hex BTC chart. That might be a good way of doing that. I'll bring that up in the future. Hex token should be a keynote on HexCon. Him and Crypto Heartbeat and Big Pep. That would be epic, says Amish. Hey, nice one. I appreciate that, Amish. Very, very cool. Sandy Beach in the house there with the beach. Hey, good to see you, Sandy, as always. Sandy is awesome. And great to see you in the house there. One of our community members, community moderators, I should say. Don't forget Fiji, says Brennan. Yeah, Fiji. Yeah, so you're right. Sorry, Brennan. You're right. I forgot Fiji for Pacific Islands. Yeah, so we've got Samoa, Niue, Tonga, Cook Islands, Fiji. I'm sure there's a few other little ones there as well. I guess, I don't know if you'd include, where's Noumea? Noumea out there. I just said out in Noumea. Maybe a few places. There are a couple other islands, big islands there that I forgot. Yeah. But some of them are in the low part, right? And then there's some that are on the high parts, up in the high parts. And then there's a way all the way up, out in the what's there. What's the other one that's way out? Bali. But no, Bali. What's the other place? The French place out I've been there. It's like amazing. Like some of these places are like unbelievable. Like I flew in there, and it's just a volcano basically, and it's just gorgeous. And then they built this big French cities all around the place, big townships. Just trying to remember what that place is. I've flown in there on the way to the US. If you fly to the US, it's one of the ways you can go. Anyway, I digress. Bookie says Wookie is back working when Moon. Hey, nice one there, Wookie. Good to see you. I want another one of our community members or community moderators. Nice, it's pouring here. Oh, yeah. We're supposed to have summer, and we've had probably more rain than we've had sunshine so far. It's been unfortunate. Hex community is the best, is Pulse Bezos. It certainly is. Aussie Stone in the house as well. What's up with the BNB pot? You mean the price? Yeah, people are probably front running the staking, is my guess there, Aussie Stone, with the staking refresh. They may be doing that. That's with the price there. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. It's on my tomorrow's list. Hex says that may or may not have been the bottom of Hex. Yeah, true. Brendan says a lot of fruit and veg has suffered too much rain this year down under. Lots of mangoes, though, nice and cheap. Nice. We got Jim Rat Crypto in the house. Woo! Hey. Nice, Jim Rat Crypto. Hey, Jim Rat Crypto left a nice comment on one of my videos. I do appreciate it, Jim Rat Crypto. Big shout out to you. And yeah, keep up the great work, man. I really have been enjoying the Hex conference. Yeah, I think that there's two aspects to the Hex conference. There's the flow, how it operates, and then the content, right? And, we're all waiting for Pulsechain. There's only so much you can give new alpha in there. And, of course, the technical talks are the stuff I prefer, like the Crypto Spy book stuff and the Hex Investment Trust and the Staker app stuff, that sort of stuff that is kind of new alpha. But it's great hearing from the community. And, of course, I feel like the community is feeling the tone is shifting and feeling, the bear market can be a bit of a drag, but I feel like people are starting to really, get that summer vibe, even if many of them are in winter. That's that summer vibe. So definitely has been really good. I think the operational side has been flowing really well. That professionalism is that Maddie's getting through experience and expertise and stuff like that, and this team behind him is really paying off. Every year it's just getting better and better and better. So big shout out for that. It's been very, very good. And Jim Rackett, good vibes. Yeah. Hey, yeah. And the other thing, it's been great seeing all the female Hexkins on there. It's been really great to see that they've been just offering such a wonderful joy to the meeting as well. The other thing, of course, I was going to say is that there's not just YouTuber influencers, right? There's heaps of Twitter influencers now, and as I said, a lot of them are female, which is fantastic. The other side, of course, is we've got TikTok influencers. We typically got one big TikTok influencer, I forget his name, but we've got lots. Some people might be able to put his name in the chat. He's a big TikTok influencer but also Instagram as well. People are spreading. That's what we want to get across all these platforms and have, pretty big Hex Pulsechain influencers on all of them, right? So it's good to see that. Katie says BNBP on the discounts. Yeah, I think they're just front running the staking renewal. That's what I probably think is probably happening there. You have to full screen charts to get switched between the button. Yeah, maybe that was a problem there, Tim Top, but it was a bit weird. Hex says that's a lot of fees for ETH, but also a copy of Pulse to cover these needed because can stake the PX Fests. Smash those likes, Hexkins. Definitely do that. Let's jump through some of that. New Caledonia. Yeah, I think New Caledonia was that's up in the top. Is it top left or top right of the Pacific? I can't remember now. I might pull out a map now. Now that I've started, open up a can of worms, I might have to pull out a map. The Hex conference is really good. Love the compliment from the Hex girls. Yeah, they were awesome. Yeah, really great. Aussie Stone says, I love Vanuatu. Yeah, Vanuatu. Yep, that's definitely up there. Vanuatu was on the place Survivor was filmed. Papa had a very good quantum FUD diffusing presentation on the past race. He did too. Yeah, I forgot about that, but he did. Super Hex. Yeah, it might be Super Hex for TikTok. I think it might be Super Hex. Yeah, I think it might be Super Hex for TikTok. I thought Papa B was a good presentation too. See Sandy Beach. Nice. I think you guys talking about the Pub B one. It's probably the only one I didn't actually watch. I might have to go back and watch that now. My bad. All right, so cool. Let's go and check out this. Let's see how we're doing on the old Hedron. We're going to race through. How are we doing? 40 minutes. How long is the conference away? It is 49 minutes, so we've got plenty of time to wrap this up. So we're going to get into Hedron. We're just getting warmed up actually, but let's go to Hedron. We got Hedron at the moment. We got 16 buys and 12 sells. Now very, very low on the buy sell count at the moment. Obviously, we had a nice little pump in here though. We have not quite got across, but it's teasing us. It's teasing us that we could get across, and that could be bullish sign. So far, $31,000 buy volume versus 21,000 sell volume. So certainly on a 24-hour basis, looking pretty good. 58% buy volume. 6 hours, that is at 27%. So sell volume last 6 hours came in, sort of trumped that a little bit. Still relatively low volume though, right? Because even on 24-hour, we're talking about 21,031. So the big whales are not at play. Last hour though, we got a bit of buying in the last hour. It's kind of where we are there at the moment. What else have we got? The buyers are slightly better than the sellers on most counts at the moment on the DMI. And we're suddenly in the middle here of the RSI. So a bit of a rest zone here. Let's hopefully get another good day in the office. We could get a little second wave and bullish cross here for the old Hedron. And maybe we might be able to start targeting that 2,000 again. We'll see. In any case, let's have a look at the Hex HUI auctions. 4,376 Hex HUI auctions are not being brought into the auction house yet. People can start those though. And of course, that seems to have been similar number to the last couple of days, right? That number. And of course, let's have a look at the auction house. We've got 13 today, so pretty low day for the auction house, but you can go bid on them. There's opportunities for everybody. There's 2 million. Oh, there's one of the big ones. We knew that there was around about 90 of these ones that were over 1 million. Here is one of them here from the looks of it. And of course, it is currently got 2 billion Hedron bid on it. 7.5 hours to go on this one. There's 2 million Hex, 247 T-shares. Pretty good. Pretty nice and juicy there. I wonder how much of a discount that's going to end up going. This is a place to get discounts. Apparently, people have been doing pretty well. We've got a 300,000 one there with 37 T-shares. And we've got a few smaller ones here. Oh, these have all been one here. So they've all got one there for 20, what was it, 3 T-shares each. They were going for about 282 million Hedron, 360 million Hedron. Boy, they really overpaid for this one. And that one there got overpriced. What the heck? Why would you pay 360 million when you can pay 282 for the other two? No, something didn't go right there, did it? Something didn't go right. This must have got front run. Maybe got outbid, and then these guys came in with lower bids because that was in the front, right? So that's probably the case. Bid for the front one, and these ones are lower. Although I do think there were a lot of other 3 T-share ones around there. I thought there was heaps on them yesterday. So anyway, that's something food for thought there. Let's jump away to the Wattses. 2 Wattser NFTs have burned in the last 24 hours. That's pretty much it. So 2 Wattses. And of course, we've still got 21,787 Wattser NFTs. And it's not last man standing. It is last crowd standing. And this one is last crowd standing. It's my joke there. You guys can use it. You can use it if you want. Feel free. All right, so rug pull suit man. It's getting corny. Rug pull suit man. All right, let's move on here. We've got Zen at the moment. Whoa. What's happening with Zen? What the heck? We're now into the airdrops free claims. And of course, this one here is open to everybody. Anyone can mint it on 10 blockchains. And of course, this is what I call a possible play, but a high quality possible play. And we're in crypto. We're looking for fun. We're looking for value. We're looking for opportunity. And of course, you want to go for those high quality possible plays. It's pretty exciting. Now, obviously, nothing on this channel is investment advice. You must do your own due diligence. But I covered the roadmap yesterday on good old Zen. There was a very good video live that they just did about maybe an hour ago on Jack Levin Official. If you are into Zen, check that out because that was a very probably the most important video I've seen so far. So definitely check that out on Jack Levin there. So the prices had a pump here, 1,934. And nice to see that in the house there. Now, obviously, we're still expecting with the log2 function that we're going to continue to get a lower price. That being said, it can be offset by staking any supply sync, what we call supply sync. So staking, NFT burning, and of course, in the future, they're going to have another product come out, Reflection. They've got third-party dApps being built on top of the ecosystem, which is what it's all about. Remember, Hex is playing on a store of value. Pulse Bitcoin is like playing on the store of value theme. Whereas Zen is trying to play in the medium of exchange zone here. And of course, that means you need to get mass adoption. You need the network effect. You need to get ecosystem, dApps using your products, all the DeFis, all the GameFis. You need to get everyone to use it. It's also a proof of burn chain. So you create the inflation as the first phase. You do the burn phase. And then you get into the staking for NFTs. And then you do the lending phase. This is kind of the first 4 phases. And then you build around that is kind of the logic there. So it's kind of the play. Now, one of the things that they're doing here, let's go to the Zen and have a look at the dashboard. You have the Zen Turbo. All these links are in our Pulsechain groups if you want to check that out. The other thing, of course, all these projects that we're covering are all going to be on Pulsechain in some form or another. And, of course, the more that they grow the ecosystem, if they get mass adoption, which is the point of Zen, they're looking for mass adoption as a medium of exchange. And, of course, with the proof of burn theme there, then the more people come to Pulsechain. It's that easy, So it's kind of cool. Yes, please get out and get more people. We love it. The more people on Pulsechain. Yes, please. All right, so we're at 3.3 trillion on the supply at the moment. It's actually not been too bad growing. And of course, we can scroll down. The day has just ticked over, I think. I think it's ticked over 15 minutes ago. Ticks over on UTC time as well. Let's scroll down to the bottom here and have a look at the supply. So yesterday we had quite a bit of supply. Remember, we had 6.8 billion Zen come out of staking. That's kind of more unusual at this time frame. We're only about 90 days into it, maybe 91. I'm not even sure what day it is actually. Let's have a quick look. 93. Sorry, 93. Day 93 on the old ETH chain. And of course, we're at 3.3 trillion in supply. Let's scroll down to the bottom here again and have a look at the change. This is the stuff you want to watch. I'm not going through all the alpha on this. I could talk about this for a couple of hours. We're not going to be doing that. We're just going through the highlights to see the trend as your friend. And at the moment, yesterday we had 175 billion new supply. That's a high day. We've got a lot of short-term minters, but of course there's only a couple of high days that are stabbed through there. We had staking come out at 6.8 billion. That's an unusual event, I would say, at this stage. And then of course we had burn, 7.75 billion burn. That's pretty good to my view. That's pretty good. That means NFTs are being used for burning. And total liquidity yesterday was 182 billion, so that was a high day with the states coming out. But today it's dropped back down. This just ticked over. This is the latest data here, just over 15 minutes ago, approximately. This is 94 billion new supply, so that's a bit more modest in terms of new minting supply. The stake is 8.5 billion has gone into staking. Very cool. I suspect that we may see staking go up in amount. So it's been relatively low. I suspect we may see the staking go up, so we'll be watching out for that to occur as the ecosystem matures. We may see more of that. Now, the burn is at 3 billion, so that's a good day. It's another burn day. It's not zero, it's not high, but it's another burn there, 3 billion. So we get down to new liquidity at 86 being added to supply there, and our liquidity there is now at 3.3 billion. That's kind of where we are there. So cool. That is the number there. So that is the net increase, 86 billion on the day before. So this is what we're going to be watching. We're expecting it to grow. We expect to have an impact on the price. And of course, that price one indicator for trying to work out the bottom of the price is the cost coverage term days. We're at 67 at the moment. The GWAI is pretty high at the moment. Of course, 23 yesterday it was low at about 12 to 14. It's pretty high today. 67 at that price, of course. That also stops more minting, so it stops more inflation when the higher GWAI, and of course makes the remaining GWAI, all things equal, more valuable. But at 64 days, if this keeps going up, you could see the max day term now is 442 days. This will keep going up as there's more people adopts it and gets in the network. But of course, that might end up being a way of working out the potentially the bottom price, right? Is when this cost coverage gets up to 442. Basically, it's better to buy off the market. And of course, it won't even get to that point, in my view, because the market will price out, say, well, if I mint to get the price, I have to mint 3 months out, 4 months out, 5 months. I don't know when the market's going to decide of that price. They're going to say, well, I might as well just buy on the market and start speculating on the market supply. So that's going to happen in the future sometime. It's going to be interesting to see that sort of thing play out. This is one of the many fundamentals there. So going to the dashboard, I just want to look at one more thing down the bottom here. The burn at the moment is currently at 7.46% of the total supply. That is where the burn is. The staking is at 6.47%. So those are two things that are very important to watch there. And of course, circulating supply is at 86% there. Let's jump over to the total mining. 48.6 trillion is being mined at the moment. And of course, that is 8.91% of what's expected. So if there's mass adoption in this, there's still 496.9 trillion approximately. It's an estimate that could be still mined. So that's kind of the play there. And that's the hyper event. But this is over 8 years. In the first 4 or 5 years is where you're going to get most of that. Because remember, it's a log 2 function. So it goes, let me make sure I get the hand right, goes up like this, and then it gets deflationary at the top. That's how log 2 functions work. You can go check that out on the internet, and it goes like that. So that's what we're expecting to see. Now, obviously, when you've got that inflation event, you want to get the burning, and of course the lending and other products coming in there as well. So we'll be looking out for that. Now, one of the things that was mentioned today is that the reflection token, which is the next big product coming out of the Jack Levin's team, probably won't be out till Q2 at this stage. That can always change, but Q2. What they'll look to do is launch the torrent NFT torrent system. So that's the torrents over here. Launch that on other chains, BSC, Polygon, and of course that would be pretty bullish. We could see price pumps over there. We'll see, just like we had on the ETH chain. There's currently 6,740 NFTs so far. The NFT torrent has been launched, and it's going to be fun to see that play out. So cool. That is pretty much a highlight there. We're going to keep watching this one, see how it goes. So cool. Let's jump over to the other one though. We're going to jump over to the prices actually had a pump, so it's kind of cool. Let's jump over to the weight token. We're going to the weight here and have a look here. So we're at 2.35 cents on the weight token. I had a bit of a pump. It's got up to almost 0.3 of a penny, back down there at the moment. And of course, we've had quite a bit of news from this team coming out around the on-ramp, off-ramp coming to ETH chain. Obviously, they're going to be launching on Pulsechain and be one of our at least 4 or 5 native stable coins as well with the CST a stable coin. Now, obviously, this is bullish for Pulsechain. We're going to have everything there. I keep saying it, and I'm going to probably try and do a full new updated ecosystem for Pulsechain because I think there's so much happening, and it's nice to see it in one spot, right, where people can see it all. This is for people that obviously are not as, doing their own, don't have time to do the research and things like that. So we're trying to try and put it all into one place for you. Fiat on-ramp update. Fee structure is likely to be standard fee is 4%. Discount levels of 3%, 2%, and 1% depending on number of tokens locked. Hex on Ethereum and Pulsechain. That's kind of cool. So you're going to lock up more Hex. We like that. They're not just staking, but we're getting third-party dApps locking up Hex. So we already had Maximus and the Hedron Icosa ecosystems building on top of Hex. This is kind of building on top of the Hex ecosystem too. You pretty much put your Hex in there, you're going to get discounts on Fiat. So if you're someone that's pulling over a lot of stuff, maybe you're every week, every month, you're pulling over Fiat into the crypto system to try and get high yield performance, then this could be pretty good for you. You just plant in some of your Hex, and you get the discounts on the fees there. Maybe that is useful to a certain percentage of the market. So we'll see how that gets taken up. So they're comparing this to centralized exchanges where is 1%, but they take your keys and money. So that's kind of it. So some people might find this reasonable, and obviously if they're staking, they get it closer to the centralized exchange fees. But of course, you get your keys to your money. So we'll see whether the market price is that. Obviously, Simplex is very expensive. If you use Simplex, 18% here, it's got here. It is pretty expensive to use Simplex. So that's a good alternative there. What else there? Centralized exchanges such as Coinbase and Binance low cheap fiat on-ramp fees because they want your money on their platform so they can take it. Fees and leverage. That's pretty true. Have you ever had free drinks at a casino? That's pretty funny. On our fiat on-ramp, it's going to be a very simple product. Simply take fiat and turn that into on-chain stablecoin. You hold your keys, no trading, no leverage. That's it. USDC on Ethereum, a CST on Pulsechain. It's going to be pretty cool. We want to make it easy to buy X, Pulse, and PulseX. It'll be interesting to see whether CST starts to rival USDL on Pulsechain. It's going to be interesting to see the playoff between stablecoins. Obviously, there's other stablecoins out there like BankX. We'll see how that performs as well. Now, the cool thing about this is that this one here is going to be a fiat-backed stablecoin. These are the 2 best models. There's 4 main models or categories of stablecoins. One of them is Terrible, the Terra Luna one. BankX kind of has a little element of that, but is a bit of a hybrid amongst different models. Obviously, Fiat CST is going to be a fiat-backed one, so that's pretty cool. And that is typically the one that Richard Hart has said he favors the most. So that's pretty cool. He had talked about doing stablecoin himself. Obviously, other people are doing these things. The Fiat on-ramp, off-ramp is part of the vertical integration. Coast is still working on that. We know that Overwatch, Rack and Michelle is doing that too. So there are other providers. Now, obviously, CST, there is fiat-backed, and of course, Liquid Loans is going to have USDL fork of Liquidity, and of course, they're going to have a USDL, and of course, that's going to be what we call a exogenous stablecoin. In other words, it's based on the token that's outside of its own platform, unlike USDL, which was an endogenous one. In other words, it was inside their token was inside that was based on. And of course, it got hyperinflated and played by the market, and it went down. So it's kind of the play there. So we're going to have the best of the two models, and it's going to be cool to see that running. Obviously, we're going to have BankX and one or two others out there as well that will be coming into the stablecoin market. So it's going to be fun to see. So cool. It's got here. This is cool. I like seeing this sort of stuff from the teams. We've seen more of this too. Is that the teams are trying to make partnerships and work together. So we've got here, if you're building on Pulsechain and want to integrate a Fiat on-ramp into your front end DApp, shoot us a DM. We don't want to compete with other products. We want to augment them. The rising tide raises all boats. So it's really good ethos there from the team. We saw that with Internet Money and BNB Pot and other teams also working together. It's great to see that play out. So that's kind of cool. I think that was the highlights I want to talk about here. Let's have a look here. What was this here? Why not CST on Ethereum as well? I was going to ask that question myself, so it's funny. What if governments decide to urge USDC to nullify their coins via admin keys? This is a fair point. At this stage, USDC seems fairly safe. Also, most Hex ecosystem liquidity is in this pair, which maximizes utility. We can launch CST on Ethereum if we feel the need. But at this stage, USDC seems ideal. Thanks for asking. Well, interesting enough, we looked yesterday, if you recall, at Pulsechain, and of course, with most of the stable coins, a lot of stable coins now in DAI, now sitting in DAI. Interesting enough. So it's fun to see that play out. The fusion swaps here on 1 inch are pretty good. Could provide significant Ethereum gas fee savings in the bull market. Remember paying $300 to buy Hex the last time around, so definitely that is a play. So that's some of the cool stuff from Weight Token. Obviously, there's 8 different sacrifices to qualify for Weight. You can find that in our Discord. Now, they may have, if they end up having fees funneling into the Weight Token, especially version 2 coming up, that could be pretty exciting. And of course, there's also the midnight bonus due on, I think, the V2 version of Weight as well. That's going to be exciting as well. So we could see some fun stuff happening with the Weight Token. It's definitely one to watch here, and looks like they could very well be in our top 6 or 7 dApps for Pulsechain. Obviously you got to deliver on the actions. They're saying some pretty cool stuff at the moment. Now we are looking for. I asked them a question yesterday, and the Weight Token looks like they may very well have the Fiat on-ramp, off-ramp up in February. They're going to give us a time frame, probably within the next 24 hours. They said Monday, so hopefully we'll see that US time with a new time frame for delivery of the on-ramp, off-ramp. So stay tuned for that. Paul Pleb. Now we've been making jokes about Paul Pleb. It is free. It is free, but of course it's worth a couple of dollars. It's had a nice little pump here as well. Nice little pump here. Now there was a picture posted by Paul Pleb. I'm not going to post it here because we're a family channel, but we've definitely got here 1793. It's jumped up to 283 there, so it's a good day in the office for Paul Pleb. Is it profitable now in terms of gas fees? If you're going to claim this, you definitely want to claim it when gas fees are down around about 12 Gwei or something, because it's very hard to get Gwei below that these days. Last time Gwei was really low, below 10 Gwei was, I think back down towards 10 Gwei was around about the 25th of December. So it's really, Gwei's been really high. Now, is that a sign of things to come for the Gwei? It's going to keep going up. It's pretty crazy there. We're at 60% increase there in 2 days on the old Paul Pleb. So good day there. You can work out the maths with it, how profitable that is versus the gas fees. So cool. That is it. So you can find all these airdrop free claims in the Discord and the Pulsechain projects and airdrops free claims there. All right. So cool. That is pretty much it on the coast. How we're doing for time? Coming up 59 minutes, and the conference is starting in half an hour. So still got plenty of time there. Let's get into the Pulse Bitcoin ecosystem. We got Pulse Bitcoin there at $1.59. These have been sold off a little bit here. So a little bit sold off, but not capitulated yet. It's weakening here. This is normally a bit of a worry sign, but I'm not really sure it will capitulate here. Maybe it does, because it is starting to wean that. So maybe the probability is slightly in favor at this stage of a capitulation. Will it go down? Obviously, people are minting Pulse Bitcoin, and of course, if they don't hold it as a store of value, then it's going to be sold down, right? So that's pretty much it. And we'll see how this goes. It's teetering here, teasing us here. It'll make me a bit nervous at this stage. Is it a good entry for a pump, or is it going to go down because it's going to capitulate? So I don't know. It's a bit of a difficult one. It just looks slightly more in favor of going down, in my view. But hey, look, the whales could make me wrong. The whales could make me wrong there. So I don't want to make a call on that too much. Let's have a look at the asset token, which is what you need to mine Pulse Bitcoin. That is weakened off too. And of course, down to $2.58. Is that a good little entry as well? we'll see. Maybe the whales are going to let the people that aren't hardcore about the ecosystem sell off, and then the whales will use their capital. The whales still got to use their capital if they're looking at long-term value, because they've got to allocate it efficiently, and they've got to let people sell out and then buy up more volume. The more volume they control, the more control they have over the project, and so that's kind of the play there. So who are we talking about? We're talking about Wolverine, people like that. I don't know how much collusion's going on with the whales. I think there's at least a couple of them that are trying to make this go up, and that's cool. I like to see that. That's what I like to see. Centralized ownership, with the right ethos, can produce more value over time. So it's kind of cool. $2.58, that's where we're at the moment. Nice little discount. Still holding up though, and hasn't quite broken down. So still looking okay. The last 4 days have been a bit red though. We'll see how that gets on. I haven't got the RSI on there, so you can check the RSI as well. That is that. Let's have a look at Pulse Dogecoin. This is the one that's underperformed up to this point, but has had a good day in the office. It is up from $5.50 to $6.08. So it's kind of cool. I thought this is undervalued, right? I said this yesterday. I was just like, oh, this seems undervalued. However, it depends on whether you're holding on to the meme notion. This has been dominating the meme coin for Pulsechain, even though Pulsechain's not here. It's kind of the meme coin there. But that's kind of a good play there. Let's see whether it can do a rally higher. It has had 56% or something like that of its volume disappeared. 6.1 million down to 2.6 million tokens approximately. So let's see where this goes in time. It is competing though with the same investors, the majority of investors in Pulse Bitcoin and ASIC. So there is this competition play as well, the argument. So what do you want to do? How does this create value? Well, you want people to buy ASICs and mine Pulse Bitcoin. You want people to mine Pulse Bitcoin and then hold it, not sell it. How do you get that in markets? Really hard, right? Because you've got a competitive situation where people always saying, well, I'm going to sell first. Right? They kind of got that kind of ethos there. Or maybe they're selling for other reasons. It could be that too. So that's the cool. If you get that sort of culture holding there, and of course, then you increase the amount of people in your ecosystem, then you get increased prices, right? You get increased prices and value. So that's kind of the play there. We'll see how it gets on. It is fun to see that play. And of course, a lot of Hexagons got PLSD for free on the 20th of April. So party time regardless, right? All right, so cool. That is pretty much it. We're going to get Hex Daily Stats, day 1,133. We've got that. So before we do that, let's get into the comments. Don't want to get too far ahead, as we say. I don't think we've got too many comments. That shouldn't be too bad. Francis in the house there. Hello, Francis. Good to see you. I love Jesus. Nice. Francis says, hey, Lies. Yeah. I always laugh at Lies' name because everyone goes, hey, Lies, like he's lying all the time. But just the way it goes. All right, so cool. We got the 8th of January, 2023. We got the price down 2.8% at 2293 on the price there. We got the payout per T-share, 6.267 Hex per T-share. Modest stay in the office for stakers, but hey, buy Hex and stake Hex. Kind of cool. $584 on the T-share price. We got the share rate there is 25,459 a dot day on the share rate. And of course, if you stake long, you can get that up to a third of the price for 10-year stakes, 20% more shares per year, up to 10 years, 200%. So the third price there. Average stake length is 6.52 years, and we've got the APY yield there, 36.41% is the APY yield there for the average stake length there. There's a weighted average, time average there. Let's play there. Liquidity there, 323 million Hex in the pool. We've gone back over 300 million. So if there's any large buyers out there, you can accumulate a nice position. We got down to $10.6 million in the pool and $1,500 on the ETH there. Stakers, we got a decrease today of 3,668 T-shares in the pool. Remember, Hex is really easy to understand. We have a reward pool with inflation and penalties, and then we have an ownership pool with T-shares, which stands for trillions of shares. If the reward pool or the ownership pool goes up or down, then the Hex payout per T-share goes up or down. But basically, this is going up and to the right. That's pretty much it. So cool. That is pretty much it. Let's go over to the stake percentage of coins. 10.04% of Hex's stake, so 10%. And of course, it's awesome, right? 10% is pretty good. Let's get here. We've got penalties, 663,000 Hex in penalties. Sort of a lower day in the office for us. So people keeping their responsibilities. The good old truth engine of penalties there. The growth there, we've got a decrease on Etherscan of 11 wallets there, down to 316,089. But the important number here is the staking number. 84 is the increase today. Very cool. Nice to see this going up. and we're at 117,086. Now, we do have the Hex conference on at the moment. That's also good. Gets people invigorated, and it also introduces new people to Hex, and that's kind of cool too. So we're at 117,086, very, very good. Holders up 221 to 521,401 on the total holders. So that's kind of nice. We're currently on day 1,134, and the base rate there. Oh, no, it's not the base rate now because we've got 803,000 Hex Hex penalties already. We just kicked off the day. That's insane. To 6.272 at the moment, and it's lots of good times. So that's pretty much it on there. Now we have got the Hex conference starting in about 24 minutes, and that is the itinerary. We are going to have day 3, Crypto 7 to kick it off. Nerd Girl, then Randy Alasky from UK and Panama. I think Nerd Girl's in the United States. We've got Discord discussing Hex and panel 5. Crypto Heartbeat, Rag to Riches there, both from Texas. Ashley Ash, is she from Texas? I don't know. Nebraska? I don't know. Somewhere. KG as well. Is he in California? I don't know. Somewhere KG is. I'm just guessing. We got Kareem there discussing there. Kareem the Dream, international man of mystery. Get old Kareem the Dream there. Access Allies Alive there. Sorry. Access Alive. He's a bit of a TA chartist, I think, in Hex. I think that's what he does. Hex Ray Vision there. He's going to be there in Gold Key. So it's going to be a fun, diverse panel, actually, in the old discussing Hex down that one. Then we've got Audrey the Grey there discussing long life research. And, of course, then we've got Social Time with all these cool people in the list there. Who was it? Cosmic Cowboy. That's who we were talking about with Sandy Beach. Now, let's get – we're going to finish with some Pulsechain. Do you guys want to finish with Pulsechain? We're going to finish with some Pulsechain. I think so. We're going to do that. We're going to finish with some Pulsechain. All right. We've got Neil's in the house. Neil's Blockchain. Evening all. Good to see you. And is Tintop in the house as well, is he? Tintop. Where's Tintop? I'm pretty sure Tintop is in the house there. Hey, welcome, Tintop. Neil says, stupid question. What is Fame? I see it on the fatty. Anyone know? Yeah, Fame is going to be a fork of GMX. So it's a decentralized margin trading platform. So they do have a sacrifice open at the moment. So you can find that on Discord. If you hit the link in the video description, it'll go to Pulsechain projects. In Pulsechain projects, you will see the current sacrifices links, and you also see the famous link there as well. So Fame is their token for that. So cool. What's it? Neil says RH always warns for leverage. Says Neil's. Yeah, but RH has also challenged people to short Hex. Remember, short Hex. He wants margin trading. Use short Hex because he knows people are going to use it anyway, right? So, but you might as well own the keys to your coins. That's for sure. Ashley is in New York. Says Hexos One. Nice. Thanks for that clarification. Okay, thanks, says Neil. You're welcome. All right, so cool. Let's jump over to some Pulsechain. This was posted by KDP, who's been following the GitLab pretty closely, and of course, this is from Agris and the team there. There's some of the updates the last 9 hours ago. Local testnet, not sure the time date on this, probably deprecated a little bit. Local testnet set up with Pulsechain, Pulse execution node. That's kind of positive seeing that sort of stuff. Local testnet set up with Pulse execution node. Handle validated balance overflow capping. So it's kind of cool with the validator. Remember that we have these codes here. We also got Lighthouse as well. So we have different software runs the proof of stake for Ethereum. And of course, you got Lighthouse, Prism, and others. And of course, they do the consensus and validation. So it's kind of like that software. And then they interact with the execution layer on the other side to do the smart contract side of things. And of course, all that stuff then interacts with multiple nodes doing all the same sort of thing there in terms of the transaction hash. So that's kind of the layout there. So it's kind of cool. We've got Lighthouse there 19 hours ago. Now, this could be all sorts of updates. Could be really menial stuff, but it's kind of cool to see these things in play with the Pulse execution there. We've got the fast SSZ there. That's kind of around hash performance. That sort of stuff there. We've got staking deposit at CLL. So staking there for PLS, I guess, equivalent to the staking deposit for Ethereum proof of stake. We've got SSC there. I think that's around, I just forgetting the name of it now, but that's around, just lost the name. So it was in my head, but I've lost it now. So that's kind of, was it Merkle Tree stuff there? I think that's sort of the SSC there. So this is sort of these things in the last month. So these are all in the last month here. So it's kind of cool. So Agris there on the PulseX group there, I believe, as well. So there's from KDP. So that's kind of a cool little hint there. The Pulsechain movement everybody wanted. Now, we don't exactly know what these are leading to. It is kind of positive to see them there. But, of course, we knew that they were kind of working on the stuff anyway. But it's pretty cool to see that in play. You just never know. We just don't know when it's going to be launching now. It's going to be fun to see. We'll just have to proof of weight, as it were, proof of weight. And in the meantime, of course, you can buy Hex and stake Hex. You'll be getting a copy on Pulsechain. And when Pulsechain does launch, it's going to be ginormous in crypto. So I'm going to cover that in a whole ecosystem video. Stay tuned for that. In the meantime, though, we're going to have this awesome conference today, starting in about 19 minutes' time. And, of course, we're going to have many of our favorite influencers and project developers and people like that in there. It's going to be a lot of fun for that. All right, cool. Then you know what's coming up tomorrow, though. Day 4. Day 4, and we're going to have a pretty amazing day there, too. And, of course, we have Richard Hart there as well, founder of Hex and Pulsechain and PulseX as well. So it's going to be fun to see what will happen there. It's a lot of expectation. We're in a no expectation community, but a lot of expectation. So I'll leave that a bit of humor for you as this starts up. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm going to post this link in the chat there. If you're going to watch the conference, there it is there. It has been very good, I think, the conference so far. So big hats off there. Like I say, two things. You're going to have a good flawless operation. I think this seems to be running so much smoother than in the past, and I think that's just a credit just to getting more experience and stuff like that. And there's so many more influencers around. It's great to see such a diversity of influencers all dropping their own piece of alpha, and that's what we like in crypto. We like the alpha. That's how we roll. All right. This conference is awesome, says Sandy Beach. It definitely is awesome. That is the link to the conference there. Yeah, that's very cool. All right, so cool. Yeah, hey, your keys, your coins. What if that's your base load thing in crypto? Your keys, your coins. It will save you a lot of pain. And like I say, if you're new to crypto, get yourself educated. That's the best thing to do. The first two things: keep yourself safe with your wallets. Have that security. If you didn't watch Papa B yesterday, watch that. Learn more about security. And of course, your keys, your coins. Right. As soon as you go from centralized exchanges, centralized dApps, you lose the control over your coins, which pretty much is pretty bad. We saw a court judge, was it? I can't remember. Was it Celsius? I can't remember now. I can't remember what the organization it was. Basically said, oh, you put your coins on the centralized exchange, you lost them. They're pretty much owned by the exchange or whatever it was the other day. I might pull that article back up, but that's kind of cool. In any case, it's going to be a fun day in the conference. Hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to wrap up about here, I think. I think it's a good time. Sandy says, I hope Maddie organizes a live conference in fall. Maybe in Vegas, says Sandy Beach. Vegas, baby, Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And I'm at the bottom of the world, so it doesn't mean much to me. I just watch the movies, man. I just watch the movies. All right, so cool. Let us go there. Let's play out some cool, funky music on the way out. Hope you guys enjoyed today. And, of course, thanks very much for watching. I do appreciate everybody that watches. I do respond to all the comments as well if you write a comment after the video. And, of course, what else? Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, all that good stuff. And, of course, get into our Discord. It's 24/7. Yeah, baby, yeah. And, of course, if you need some help, then it's a good place to get some help there as well. We have lots of cool people in there willing to help you. So cool. We have Richard Hart chats and Pulsechain chats. Get in there on that one. Take care, everybody. Bye for now. Peace out. Woohoo! Rock on. Enjoy day 3 of the conference.
Here in my $3,000 Valentino Rockstud purse, my $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada, 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 Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.